Hey guys, welcome to another Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. In this video, we're gonna reverse engineer and rebuild a AAA game mechanic in a beginner way. And this is gonna be the almighty tower from League of Legends. So let's get to it. So we're gonna start with the missile. Go ahead and create a blueprint class, choose actor, and let's call this one BP underscore missile. Inside the blueprint, we're gonna need three components. A static mesh, which is gonna be our missile. I'm gonna just choose a cube here, maybe a chamfered one, scale it down, and make it some sort of missile shape. For the next one, we're gonna need a sphere collision. This is what is gonna be triggered when it hits our character. Last one, we're just gonna need a projectile movement, and this is what is gonna drive our missile around the map. For the initial speed, I'm gonna set 600 and max speed 800. And in order to follow our player, we're gonna look for is homing, enable it, and for the acceleration, we need something high. Let's click on the sphere, scroll down, and look for on component begin overlap. Click on it, and this is gonna take us to the event graph. Here, we're gonna start off with the event begin play. So what is happening when our missile actually appears? We're gonna first play a sound. This is gonna be a firing sound. And after that, we're gonna cast to our top-down character or first-person character. And we're gonna get the player character. Like this. For the projectile movement, we have to drag it in, and we have to set a homing target. So what is actually following? Let's connect it up. And from the top-down character, we can actually just get the mesh itself. And this is gonna be our target. So what is happening when it reaches us? We have to cast it to the top-down character because we only want to know what is happening when it reaches us, not another object. So cast to top-down character, we're gonna play another sound. This is gonna be our impact sound. And we're just gonna destroy the actor self. All right. But we also need to set up the rotation of the missile, and we're gonna do it with the event tick because it needs to be refreshed all the time during the lifespan of the missile. We also have to cast this one to the top-down character, get the player character, and from here, we also need the missile. And we have to get the word location of the missile. And we also need to get the word location, our mesh component. And from these two, we can calculate the find look at rotation. And we can set the rotation of the missile. Set word rotation. Connect this one up. And that should do it. All right, let's test it. Drag and drop a few missiles. And let's hit play. perfect. They're following us, they're playing the sounds, and they get destroyed when they reach us. Now we just need a turret, but actually creating them. So let's create another actor, and we're gonna call this one BP_turret. This one also gonna need a static mesh. This is gonna be our turret. And the static mesh gonna be our turret. I'm gonna leave a link in the description where can you find this one. We have to scale it down a little bit and create another static mesh, which is gonna be our notification geo. The little circle under the turret. Oh. And look for notification geo. You have to scale it so the inside circle overlaps the turret. Place it a little bit down. Hit compile. And for the visibility, we would like this to be hidden all the time and only visible when we are close to the specific turret. And we also gonna need 2 sphere collisions. The first for the notification. One is just telling us that, okay, we are actually close enough. And if we going a little bit more inside, then we're gonna get attacked by a tower. So this should be the same as the geo. And we also gonna need another sphere collision, which is gonna be the attack distance. And it has to be a little bit smaller than the notification distance. Let's hide this one back in, hit compile, and we're gonna start with a notification. Click on it, scroll down, and we have to find that on component begin overlap. Click on it, and what is happening when we actually overlap? So we only care about our player character again. And when our character overlaps it, then we're gonna get the notification geo and set the visibility to visible. So now it's appearing. We have to reverse it when we are leaving. Let's look for on component and overlap. Copy this one. Paste it here, and the new visibility is none. So when we are leaving, it disappears again. So for the next step, we're gonna use the attack distance. So on component begin overlap. So when we are actually overlapping, and also we're gonna cast this one to our top down character. We're gonna play a sound which is gonna be our notification sound. And after, we're gonna create a variable which is enemy here. And we're gonna actually set is enemy here to true because we are in attack range. We don't want to fire immediately. We would like to give the player a little time to leave. So we're gonna add the delay node. Set this one to 1 second. And when this one is completed, we're gonna need a branch. And with this one, we're gonna drag the enemy here, get it. And this one is actually gonna check like, okay, is the enemy still here? So if it's true, then we're gonna add a custom event and call it attack. And if it's true, then we're gonna just call that custom event. So we're gonna attack. So during the attack, we first want to see that if the player is still there, if the enemy is still there. So if it's true, we're gonna just spawn an actor from class, and this is gonna be our BP underscore missile, like this. But it needs a transform to be able to spawn from somewhere. So we're gonna go back to the viewport, click add, and look for an arrow. We're gonna place it to the correct position. Inside the game, the missile is coming from the top of the turret. Something like this. Hit compile, and when we are going back to the event graph, now we can just drag the arrow in and get word transform and connect this one to the spawn transform. Hit compile, and after we would like to create another delay node because we don't want this to be a machine gun. Let's put it 1.5 seconds, and when it's completed, it's just gonna attack again, just loop itself. For the last step, in the attack distance, we're gonna look for the on component end overlap. And here, we're gonna also cast it to the top-down character. And actually, we're gonna set this enemy here to false, because it's not here. Alright, so the attacking is done, but we need to change the color of the notification geo when the player is in danger. So here, I'm just gonna grab the notification geo, drag out, and call a set material. And I'm gonna place it red. We need this one again. And when the player is leaving, then we're gonna put this one to yellow again. Hit compile, and we are ready. Let's test if it's working. Let's put the turret to the correct place. Delete the missiles, would be placed before, and hit play. I hope you liked the video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, and if you are curious how to get a League of Legends character inside the Unreal Engine, please check out my other video. See you in the next one.